Good day, lazy readers. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the top isekai manga to read when you're bored. So if you don't know what isekai is, it's basically a genre of manga where the character usually dies or something and is reborn into another world where they live their life out. And now these are great reads, especially when you're bored, because it gets you thinking about kind of a little more fantasy and stuff like that, and you can kind of live a little more vicariously through them in like some other like game-like scenario. So here are the top isekai mangas I'd recommend. If I butcher any of these pronunciations, I'm sorry. So the first one is going to be called Mushoku Tensei, and this one is basically about a loser guy who's basically like a shut-in who's had trouble like dealings with the outside worlds and society and stuff like that, and due to unforeseen circumstances he gets killed by a truck. It's always a truck, by the way. The truck guy basically kills him, and he is taken pity on by the god of this world or the next world or something like that, and he is reborn into another world with a medieval-like setting. So the reason why I recommend this one, even though the premise is very similar to a lot of other isekais, is because the art and the story are really well written and really well drawn. The comic itself is actually pretty funny. Our character has a unique sense of humor, and it's kind of interesting to see him deal with the struggles of his past life as well, as he kind of comes to terms with who he was before and who he is now as he's reborn into this like kind of fantasy world. So it's a place with like magic and all that stuff, swordsmanship. So our character becomes pretty strong as well, which is always fun to see. Now, this is a good manga with plot development as well, because crazy stuff actually happens. If you read a little further into the chapters, you know what I'm talking about. But essentially, this manga might actually make you cry because a lot of unforeseen circumstances happen and it kind of touches you emotionally. So this is a great read. I'd recommend it to you guys for sure. Next up, we have Tensei Shitara Slime Data Ken. Again, with these pronunciations, I'm not trying to get all these on point, but as long as I do somewhat of a good job. This manga is a really good one to read as well, because the main character essentially gets stabbed and is reborn as a slime. So he's not reborn as a human like all the other isekais and stuff like that. He's reborn as a slime in the middle of some dungeon somewhere, and he has to try and kind of figure out what his life is now. And ironically, he runs into a dragon, one of the strongest dragons out there, and has to befriend the dragon and stuff like that. So it's really a really interesting take on an isekai. It's really well done as well. The art is top notch. But this one's fun to read because the growth is really good of our MC, and the side characters are really well developed as well. A lot of the times, isekais kind of neglect the side characters a lot, or just stories in general. So this one is good because we get a lot of characters with like uniqueness to them. So next up we have The New Gate. So this one I think can be classified as an isekai, mainly because we are given that kind of classic game-like scenario where our characters are stuck in a death game, but our story actually begins after the death game has been cleared. So our main character kills the final boss, but he's transported into a world of that world 500 years in the future. So everything around him has changed and he didn't actually get to escape the game. So it's really interesting because it is, like I said, a fresh take on like a classic scenario, but our character is ridiculously OP, especially for the level of the people around him in this world right now. So the game has basically become reality, and he has to go around kind of trying to find people from his past and also figure things out to try and kind of get back to his own world, if that even is his still goal, you know what I mean? The art is stellar and the story is really, really interesting. There's a lot of cool characters in this one as well. There's a lot of uniqueness that revolves around this story. So anyways, those are the top isekai I would recommend for you guys to read, especially if you're bored. Let me know what you guys think about this list and if you guys have your list of your own. And if you like this video, please do like and subscribe. I'll be making more videos and I will catch you guys later. Peace.